brought to you by the U.Fund College Investing Plan and MEFA. And today we're in the tropical rainforest. We're back here because, as many of you might know, we have many babies at the moment. So today, behind me is our gorilla troop. So right now, we came at the perfect time because it is their forage feed. So every day at Franklin Park Zoo, the gorillas get more food at 2 o'clock. So you might see it falling from the sky right now, all sorts of different fruits and vegetables. So it might be pretty hard to tell exactly what it is, but I can see some carrot and some celery and sometimes some sweet potato, some apples. So they'll throw down that food for their forage feed so that they can get more food throughout the day, because gorillas eat and forage all throughout the day in their natural range. So that's what we're stimulating here at the zoo. So I'm sure some of you are wondering where the baby is. So thankfully it is in view. I don't know how easy it's going to be to see it, but I'm going to point him out. So straight in front of us here, we have Aziza, our youngest female. Behind her is Kit, our silverback male, and the dad to all of the younger gorillas here. And hopefully you can see it in the camera there, Kiki, straight back, has a little something attached to her leg, which is the newest baby. So she has him right down on her left leg. So he's just hanging on there as she is finding some food. And then the last gorilla in here is kind of in that middle circle is Kambiri, who's the oldest sister here at the zoo. So we have 5 of our gorillas out here today, including our newest baby. And if you come over here, Dan, you might be able to get a shot in between there where you can see the baby right on Kiki's leg. So she wants to make sure she gets her share of forage feed today, so she's got to have him hold on. And I don't know, it was probably hard to see there, she actually adjusts him on her leg a little bit. I don't know if you just saw Miss Aziza patting mom on the back as she ran by. She's a little troublemaker sometimes. So I think we're getting a very good view of the baby right now. His head is hanging a little bit back. He's kind of looking around, taking a look at what his sisters are doing. And what mom will do when she wants to move, again, is what she just kind of did. She just adjusts him and holds him onto her leg so that she can keep moving. So it's been pretty exciting here in the tropical rainforest with all of our babies, and especially the gorilla baby, because they live in a troop. So you get to see their interactions with each other as well. So with his 2 older sisters, they're definitely very curious. I think they'll probably be ready to play when he is old enough, but they're so curious about him. And then Kit, our dad here as well, has been known for spending time with his the female siblings that he's the father to on exhibit. So we're excited to see their relationship as well. Kaylee, have any questions come in for us that we could answer while we're watching them?
So we did have someone tune in a little later asking what they were snacking on.
Ooh, that's a great question. So, Dan, you might even be able to zoom in just a little bit, but the most prominent pieces, the orange pieces in there, are the carrots, and then we have some celery, some green beans I see, and one thing that they also really enjoy, they get a lot of in the morning, is kale. So you can see Kit picking out, it's really interesting to watch which items they like to pick up too and take with them. So as you can see, Kit's picking up a whole bunch of pieces there. And right before we started the live, because we were waiting for the forage feed to start, so were the gorillas. So they were almost right at 2 o'clock on the dot. The gorillas start hearing the keepers getting ready to bring them their afternoon snack. And so what they'll do is they'll get up, and we saw them just waiting here, waiting and looking up for their afternoon snack, which is really funny because they're used to that. They're waiting for that extra food so that they can start foraging around. So since they are kind of tricky to tell apart, I just want to tell you who is right in front of us here, which is Kambiri. So Kambiri and Aziza, the two sisters, they are starting to look more and more alike because of Aziza growing. So it's the same thing happened with Kambiri and her older sister Kamani, who has moved on to another zoo. They started looking more and more similar, and it was harder and harder to tell them apart. So now that Kambiri joined us right here, which is awesome, you can see what she's snacking on. She has a green bean right in her hand there, and some carrot. So it looks like she went for the full variety of foods there. So she's picking it kind of all up. She's got, can you zoom in on her hand there? She's got a whole fistful of treats that she's picked up to bring over here with her.
We have a question about how the sisters are adjusting to the baby.
Ooh, that's a great question. A question came in about how the sisters are adjusting to the baby. And that is a really good question because when there's a troop, when something new happens or changes, the keepers have to really think about how that's going to affect the group dynamic. So a baby coming in is definitely one of those things. So when mom and baby were separated for the birth, they had to keep them that way for a little bit afterwards to make sure that mom and baby were healthy, and Kiki did have a C-section, so they had to make sure that she was nice and healthy and had time to recover as well. And then what they do after that point is have Kambiri and Aziza start coming right next to them and getting introduced. So having that kind of barrier in there to make sure that everything's going pretty well, and then they slowly adjust to have the girls go in with mom and baby and monitor that until the keepers feel that everything is going well. And the same thing with the males that we have, Kit and Little Joe, doing slow introductions until they know that there's a good group dynamic going on, so that they're able to let them all out onto exhibit together. So the keepers monitor that really closely. So they have been getting some up-close bonding time with mom and baby before they even came down here, which was really great. That was a great question.
It does lead into another question. Does the dad interact with the kid as often as mom?
Oh, that is a great question. So Kit, the dad, he comes out into exhibit with them every other day. Little Joe, our other male, is the one who comes out in between the days that Kit is off. So Kit has shown a lot of interaction with his daughters, as I said before. So Aziza and him will play, which is really awesome to watch, and he has done the same with his older daughters as well. So far there hasn't been too much interaction that I have seen on exhibit. I did see him watching Kiki and the baby the other day, but he kind of does his own thing. And then if Kiki also wants to make sure the baby's nice and safe, and everyone gives them her space too. But I haven't seen too much interaction with them on exhibit. I'm curious to know from the keepers if there's been any potentially in the behind the scenes space as well. Kambiri is having a nice little rest snack over here, which is very funny. Aziza's still foraging over here, still looking for treats. She might try to come steal her sister's, which she tries to do sometimes.
I've also noticed we had a lot of questions about what is the baby's name.
Ooh, Dan, that is a great question. So we have gotten a lot of people asking, what is the baby's name? And we don't have a name yet. So he is the baby boy at the moment, but we are going to be having a naming opportunity very shortly that will hopefully be up on our website, and we'll post about it. so that if you are interested in that opportunity, that information will be out there for you. And then as soon as we do have a name, we'll announce that to everyone so that we can share what his new name will be and be able to call him by that.
And people are wondering if we're open and if they can come see the baby.
Another great question. We are absolutely open. We are open every day, and we are open from 9 to 4. So a lot of the babies in the tropical rainforest right now are monitored closely just to make sure that mom and baby or whoever it is that is out on exhibit is safe. So they aren't all out from 9 to 4, usually from 10 to 3. So right in that middle of the day period is your best time to be able to come and get a look at them. You just have to purchase tickets online beforehand to make sure that we have a lower amount of people in the zoo so everyone's safe. But when you do come, what can be really tricky is finding the babies. We have a lot of great staff and volunteers who are out here helping all of the guests to find them, but it's pretty tricky. But when you come to the gorilla exhibit, you're really looking for the mom, Kiki, who is our largest female, and really wherever she is, you'll hopefully find the baby very close by, but sometimes it's very hard to see him. So again, if you come over here, you can kind of peek in to where they are in the back there. And so Kiki's kind of laying and baby's right in front of her, but if you don't know he's there, it's so hard to find him. So when you're looking for her, he's gonna be right there, but sometimes it's tricky to see him. So if you see a staff member in the building, you can absolutely ask them to help point him out. Same with our hippo at the moment. Mom and baby are spending a lot of time in the pool, but in, of course, the spot that's tricky for us to see them. So there's usually a staff member with hippo as well that would be able to help point out at least where they are. And our tapir baby is another one that is going to be coming on exhibit very soon. They're just getting the exhibit prepped, baby ready for the tapir baby to make sure she's nice and safe when she comes out, and she'll be coming out soon too. And then the very last one, our Dubraza baby, is also on exhibit, but can be tricky to find as well if mom and baby, want some privacy. Silly Aziza here.
We have Martha asked, do they breed every year?
That is a great question about breeding every year. In their natural range, they would. But here at the zoo, because we need to make sure we have enough space for the amount of gorillas that we have, we get recommendations from the Species Survival Plan coordinator through the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. I know that's a mouthful, but really what that means is we have experts in gorillas who are going to be telling and recommending us what they think the best breeding pairs are and when they should breed. So Kit, Aziza just tried to run at her sister for some treats. So Kit and Kiki are a breeding pair, and so what will happen is the coordinator will tell us when the best time to breed is. So the last baby that we had, Aziza, about 5 years ago was the last time Kit and Kiki bred. Then they let us know that it was a good recommendation for us to have them breed again because we had 2 of our gorillas go to other institutions for breeding programs. And so that is when we were able to have Kit and Kiki breed again, and they had their baby boy. All right. I think that we have reached the end of our time. We had really great questions come through, so thank you so much for sending those. And we really hope that you guys can get your tickets online and come join us in the tropical forest to see all of these babies. Hope to see you soon. Bye.